Hey everybody, this is Anthony Franklin coming at you today to teach you how to install and use Android apps on Windows 11. Now, what is Windows 11? Windows 11 is just the latest iteration of Microsoft Windows operating system. It was announced in August of 2021, and since then it's been available in various beta versions. The newest beta version, or one of the more new beta versions, offers the ability to run Android apps natively in Windows 11. It's an amazing feature. Now, Windows 11 offers a lot of new features, everything from this snapping manager where you can snap your screens to various parts of the screen to a complete visual refresh. I've always been a fan of Windows 10, thought it was perfectly adequate, but it was starting to feel a bit dated, wasn't it? So for me, Windows 11 offers a really great upgrade. I really like the way it looks. The desktop backgrounds look amazing. There's a lot of new features. But for me, one of the more exciting new features is the ability to use Android apps natively on Windows. Let's jump right in and find out how to do that. Now, before you get started, you're going to need a few things. First, you're going to need to update your PC to Windows 11. In order to do so, you're going to have a Windows Insider account. You're going to have to sign up for the beta version of a Windows Insider program, and your PC needs to be set to the US region. It does not work at the moment in any other region. You're also going to need to get the Windows Subsystem for Android. I will walk you through that in the tutorial. You're going to need to download the Android Platform Developer Tools available at this website that you see right here. I will also walk you through how to get that in the tutorial, and you're going to need the APK files, which is Android operating system's executable files that you wish to install and run. Where to get those? I personally use a website called APK Mirror or APK Pure, but where you get it, you have to use your own discretion. You have to use your common sense and your discretion to make sure you're keeping your machine safe. Okay, that's all I'll say about that. Where you get your APK files is up to you. But you will need these items before you can, at some point during this process, you will need all of these items. And I will walk you through how to get all of them. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so if we're all ready to jump into Windows 11, let's figure out how to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up settings on our computer that we want to install Windows 11 on. And we're going to go over here to the left-hand bottom where it says Windows Update. And we're going to go ahead and select that. Now, having selected that, we need to go down here to the bottom option where it says Windows Insider Program. In your case, you probably have not yet signed up for the Windows Insider Program, so you're going to need to do so. You're going to go to this middle option here, and you're going to sign in with the same account you used to sign in with your PC. Once you've done that, all the options should appear here, and we're going to go to Choose Your Insider Settings. And for this project, the only one that'll work is Beta Channel. Dev Channel and Release Preview will not work, so we have to sign on for Beta Channel. Now, once you select Beta Channel, it's going to prompt you to restart your PC, and you're going to want to do so. Once you've restarted your PC, you're going to go back into Settings, and you're going to go to Windows Update. And then up here, you're going to click Check for Updates, and you're going to wait because you have to download the entire Windows 11 operating systems, and then that needs to install. So it's going to take a minute, and you're going to let it go through all of that process. In my case, I won't have any updates because I just checked about 5 minutes ago, and I've already done this process. But in your case, it's going to take a while. So you're going to want to let it complete the download and the installation of Windows 11, and then it's going to prompt you to restart your PC again, and you're going to do so. Now, once you've restarted your PC, you're going to want to use it to search for any updated drivers. I don't know how that works on your particular computer, but in my case, you would just type in HP Support Assist, and you would select that, and then it'll prompt you to search for drivers. You will search for the drivers, you will update your drivers, and you will get your PC all the way up to date. What I like to do is after doing all of that, I like to come back into settings yet again, go to Windows Update yet again, and then check for updates one last time. You just never know when you're going to have an update. So that's how you update safely to Windows 11. Before doing so, I highly recommend creating a backup of your computer. That way, I've never had anything go wrong personally with a update, but things happen and you would hate to lose your data. So the safe practice is always to create a backup before you update your computer. So that's how we go about updating to Windows 11. Now, a brief warning about upgrading to Windows 11. On my machines, it has worked flawlessly unless they have killer network drivers, which is most notably on Alienware laptops. I uninstalled the killer network drivers, and since then it has worked perfectly. On all my other machines that I've installed Windows 11 on, it's worked perfectly. I haven't had a single glitch. But here's the catch. Once you upgrade to Windows 11, you can't go back to Windows 10. There is just no way to go into your settings and downgrade to Windows 10. To do that, you have to actually clean install Windows 10. You have to download Windows 10 and reinstall it. You will lose all of your apps, everything. So you want to be sure you want to upgrade to Windows 11 before you do so. It's possible to go back to Windows 10, but it's certainly not convenient. And as I mentioned before, anytime you update your operating system or upgrade your operating system, you want to make sure to create a backup. If you created that backup, well, then you would just revert your machine to that backup. But yeah, it's not easy through the Windows program. It's not easy to roll back your computer at all. So that's really the only caveat and warning in this whole process, is that you should be sure you want to upgrade to Windows 11 before doing so, because it's not very convenient to go back to Windows 10 once you do. Okay, so the next thing we're going to need to do for our project is download Windows Subsystem for Android. But as far as I know, it's impossible to download that by itself. So what we actually have to download is the Amazon App Store. As you can see, we're inside of the Microsoft Store, and you can see it says Microsoft Store Preview. You won't see that if you're on Windows 10. So again, you have to be in Windows 11 in order to make this work. So in the side of the Microsoft Store, we're going to go up here to the search bar, and we're going to type in Amazon App Store. We're going to try to type correctly if we can. And we're going to go to Amazon App Store. And there we have it. So we're going to go ahead and install that. At this point, you might get a warning that you have to enable virtualization in BIOS. I did the first time I tried this. Super easy process. Just Google out how to get into BIOS for your particular machine, and then how to enable virtualization with your specific machine. It's about a two-step process, couldn't really be much easier. So as you can see, we're installing the Amazon App Store. It's asking for permission to set up virtualization. We'll go ahead and set that up now. We're going to grant any permissions it requests. And before we go any further in the process, we'll let the Amazon App Store install, and then we'll open it up to take a look. Of course, Amazon apps are at the moment the only apps which are currently supported by Windows Subsystem for Android. But as you'll see when we go inside of the App Store, it's got an extremely limited selection of apps. Most of them look, quite frankly, horrible from my perspective. So it's as good as useless. That's why we need to be able to sideload APK files, and that's why we're doing this project. That way we can download and use apps that, well, we might actually want to use. As you can see, this is taking a little bit. We're just going to let it do its thing. Okay, so we've enabled virtualization, and now we're going to download the Amazon App Store. We're going to absolutely unselect the box that sends our diagnostic data to Microsoft, unless you like to send your data. I personally don't, so I'm not going to. Make sure and always read click boxes like that before you install anything. It's just good practice. You never know what they're trying to install on your computer. So we're going to download that. All right, so we've downloaded it. We're going to go on to the next step. And we're going to have to restart the PC to finish setting things up. So I'm going to go ahead and restart now, and I'll be back. Okay, now that we've got the Amazon App Store installed, let's take a look at it. Let's see what kind of gems it contains. So we're going to go to we don't need to do it this way. Well, we'll go through the Microsoft Store, since that's how we installed it. Oh, there it is. We'll go ahead and click that if it'll let us, and it won't because it's the Microsoft Store. We'll go to the Amazon App Store, and we'll open it up. Check it out. And this is how all Android apps will open up, just like any other Windows app. You can open it up in full screen. You can open it up in any configuration you want to. We'll just open it up in full screen. Let's see what kind of gems we have here. We'll look at all the apps. Yeah. So I can't say that I'm exactly overwhelmed by the number of apps available. It's pretty weak. But I assume that Windows and Amazon are going to work together to get a lot more apps on here. But for now, it's bad. So we're not going to use the Amazon store. We're going to go ahead and get some APKs of our own, and we're going to install them on our own. let's close out the Amazon App Store. That's pretty useless. We'll go ahead and close out the Microsoft Store. We're done with that. We're going to go into our web browser. And we're going to need to download a couple of things with our web browser. First, we're going to need Android Platform Developer Tools. And we're going to look for the link that says developer.android.com studio releases. Okay, and we're going to go down here under download, and we just want the ones that allow the command line. All right, that's all we need. So we're going to download the SDK platform tools for Windows. We're going to thoroughly read and agree to all the terms and conditions as we do when installing any new app. Of course, I went through this with a magnifying glass before, and so I understand all the terms and conditions, and I'm going to download it. So we went ahead and finished downloading that. As you can see, I had already previously downloaded and extracted it. I don't want to do that again, but I'll show you how to do it. So this is in our downloads folder. Wherever you have your downloads going, that's where this zip file you just downloaded will be. We're going to right-click that. We're going to right-click that. And then up here at the top, we're going to go ahead and click Extract All. And then we're going to choose the folder we want to extract it to. That's where this is basically going to be installed to, even though nothing is going to be installed. And at the bottom, we're going to click Extract. That's going to take a minute. Like I said, I've already done that, so I'm going to stop it at this point. And there we have our platform tools extracted. Okay, so we've got that done. Now we need to go back into our web browser. And we're going to go ahead and get ourselves an APK file. One of my personal favorite Android apps is YouTube Vanced. So we're just going to go to Vanced app. And there are many repositories where you can go to get APK files. There's APK Mirror, there's APK Pure. There's many of them. You just need to use your own discretion where you get them and what you get. And what I want is the Vanced Manager. We're going to go ahead and download that. Now it's going to be an APK file, which is what we can use. You can see where it says manager.apk. We're going to go to our folder location, which is, of course, downloads. And I'm going to cut that. I'm going to Control X that. And I'm going to move it into our platform tools. We're just going to paste it right into the folder somewhere. It doesn't matter where at all. Replace that. All right. Okay. So we can close out our web browser now. We can close out that. And we'll open this up in full screen. So as you can see, we're in our Platform Tools folder. And our manager.apk is right there, inside of the Platform Tool folders. So we have one more step, and then we'll be ready to roll. We're going to go ahead and hit our Start menu there. And we're going to type in Amazon, because what we want to do is open up. We want sorry about that. We want the Windows Subsystem for Android, which is right there in my top apps. You can see I'm getting a lot of use out of it. And what we need to do is we need to turn on developer mode if it's not already. So we're going to turn on developer mode, and we're going to refresh the IP address. Let's go ahead and manage the developer settings here. That's what we needed. We needed the Windows subsystem for Android to start. Excellent. All right, we don't need any of this. We can probably actually close. Well, let's go to our other one. We're going to refresh our IP address. Oh, yes, that's right. This is one of the things I learned. I'm glad this happened on the recording. So you have to leave developer options running while you complete this step. That's your virtual machine right there. So we're going to minimize this. We don't want to close it because we'll lose our IP address. We need this. So you see right here under developer mode, we turned that on. And then we clicked Manage Developer Settings to open up the Windows subsystem for Android. We're going to close that. And then below that, we have the IP address, which was not previously populated. Now it is. We're going to copy that. Okay. Now we're actually done with this completely. So we're going to minimize that. And we're going to go back to our Platform Tools folder. We need to be inside of the Platform Tools folder, as you can see. Now we're going to right click in here and we're going to open in Windows Terminal. This has to be done from within Platform Tools. All right, so now we're inside of Platform Tools. What do we need to do? We need to connect this to the Windows subsystem for Android so that it'll allow us to install APK files. So what we're going to do is we're going to type /adb connect, and then we're going to paste our IP address. And as you see at the bottom here, it says we are now connected to our Windows machine. Perfect. Now, we're going to type /adb install. And what was our app called that we downloaded? It was called manager.apk. See that? Manager.apk. We're going to go back to our terminal. And we're going to type manager.apk. And just like that, it's installed. So we could actually close this out, but I think I want to go ahead and install some more apps here. So let's minimize that for now. Let's minimize that. And now let's go down to our start menu and see if anything happened. And let's see here, advanced. And look at that, advanced manager app. That wasn't there before. So we'll open that up. And it behaves just like any other Android app. You can get YouTube Advanced, YouTube Music Advanced. Why not get both? I'm feeling fancy. We'll just say non-root. I have no idea this is rooted or not. And there we go. We will open up YouTube Advanced. Well, we have to download it. Fair enough. We'll install that. We'll change the settings to allow installations from YouTube Advanced Manager. Go back. And at this point, it's pretty much just using your phone or tablet or Android device. It's pretty self-explanatory. Excellent. We'll go ahead and open up YouTube Advanced here now that it's installed. That wasn't there before, was it? Good team, thank you. X-File Finn, Laura Almeida, Zane Zam, and Kevin X8. I really like your app. We'll close that, having shown appreciation to the creators. And now look, it's just a Windows app. It's just like any other Windows app. You can enter full screen, you can minimize it, you can open it up in the various portions of your screen, you can interact with it literally just like any other app. Now, if you want to use this particular app and be able to sign in with it with your account, you have to close that out. There we are. We're going to close that out. We're going to go back to our Advanced Manager. Do we have it open? No, we don't. So we're going to go back to our Advanced Manager. And you have to get something called Micro G, which basically just emulates. Oh, it automatically installs it. Terrific. Terrific. So we can actually just open that up. We'll open up YouTube Advanced. And I'm not going to do so here, but you can sign in to your YouTube account. And it'll let you use it. And it'll, your history will be in there, your favorites, your subscriptions, everything will be in there just like normal. So yeah, there you have it. It's just that easy. So now we've successfully installed and used Advanced Manager and YouTube Advanced. We've seen how easy that is. And so what we're going to demonstrate is that we're now done with all of these items. We can close out the settings. We can close out the terminal that we had created. We can close the Windows subsystem for Android entirely now. And what we can do is we can go into our Start menu here, and we'll go ahead and start typing YouTube Advanced, and there it appears. And we'll open that up. And now it works just like any other Windows app that's been installed. You don't need to open up the terminal anymore. You don't need to have the Windows subsystem for Android open anymore. You don't even need to be in developer mode anymore, I think. You simply needed to do all of that to install the app. But to open it, you treat it just like any other Windows app. We could pin this to the taskbar if we wanted to. We could create a shortcut. If we wanted to. So we could do anything we wanted. It's a Windows app, just like any other. Of course, having installed Android apps, you may at some point want to uninstall them. So let me go ahead and show you how to do that now. We're going to go into our window here, and we're going to search for Advanced. And there she is. We'll right-click YouTube Advanced, and we're going to uninstall it. Just that easy, just like any other Windows app. We'll open that up again. And no more YouTube Advanced. We'll uninstall Advanced Manager too. Why not? We're going to uninstall that. And there you have it. That's how easy it is to uninstall the Android apps after you've installed them. It really is crazy easy. Well, that's how you go about installing and using Android applications in Windows 11. It's a really easy process once the installation is done. After that point, you don't have to have anything running. The applications behave just like any other Windows app. As you can see, I recently added an Android app called Blink. And there it is. It behaves just like any other app. I showed you that you can uninstall them just like any other Windows app. It couldn't be easier. What I will say is it's a bit of a trial and error process. Some apps will work on there, others won't. Ideally, you would go ahead and install the Google Play Store on your machine and just download apps like on any phone or tablet. There is a process to do that I've seen on YouTube, but I only briefly skimmed that process, and it seemed like more hassle than it was worth at the moment, and that's at any rate outside of the scope of this video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you get a lot of use out of this, and you have yourself a great day. Thanks for your time and attention.